I'm in Taiwan and it's raining like crazy outside. So I had decided to build an app in just 1 week. The plan is automate my SEO. As I'm gonna be traveling, I just want to automate everything. I've been checking other apps, but they are crazy expensive. I found AI tokens are quite affordable, so I want to build this super cheap because I think that SEO should then cost more than your coffee. So let's see if I can make it. Day 1. Organize everything with AI, check for domains, create a logo, and organize everything on my notebook, old school, for tomorrow start coding. The first thing I always do is tell the AI what I want to build. It helps me with folder structure, components, and the general plan. I also ask it about domain's name. This is in Spanish, but you can see how it gave me ideas and check it if they were available. Some were crazy expensive, so I thought about buying them, but I like more eating. At the end, I picked SEOzast.com. I also asked the AI to create the logo, but I didn't like it. So I decided to make one myself. I love putting on music, opening Inkscape, and just designing until I find something I like. I sketched some views in my notebook. It's super old school, but that's how I enjoy working. This is very simple schema, but you can have an idea. Day 2. Today we start coding. We will start from my template, we will check login, we will check pricing with the AI, we will do the home, and we will create a Supabase database. First, I create the GitHub repo and I use my boilerplate PeerQuick to start the project. I just copy and paste and start coding in Visual Studio Code. I realize I reuse my code for all the apps that I make, and this is the fastest way to build. If you want to check it out, here is the site. There are different for P2P marketplace and the super simple one that I use for this project. Peerquid.com will save you a lot of time and a lot of headache if you want to go for P2 marketplace or build a SaaS in a week. Next step, pricing. I asked the AI, but I still wanted to make it as affordable as possible for everyone. So I lowered prices even more that it told me, and these were the final prices. Very cheap and still profitable. I continue working on the homepage super fast thanks to my boilerplate. Then I add the login and I continue with GitHub button to sign up with GitHub and deploy article faster to your project. And I have to check that everything works. And yes, it worked. As task of the day, I have to create a Supabase database and connect it. Supabase is great for a MVP. On day 3, we will improve the style, we will create routes, we will implement some more features and limitations for users. The dashboard was ugly at first, but I will fix it later. I create a route to a scrap website and find keywords, article details, and descriptions. I didn't want to add any expensive keyword tool, so this was a good solution. I will add them in the future. I improved the dashboard for free users so they could run one analysis before subscribing, so they try before paying. I add a feature to edit article topic, add, delete or change it up to 10 per analysis. Then I made a button to generate article ideas, and for now they were just mock ideas because the real feature wasn't ready yet as I need AI. On day 4, we will create Berthel and deploy for the first time. We will create a Stripe, we will create email, and we will create resend and check all the emails and templates. Then I create the project on Berthel, did the first deploy and added the environment variables and cron job. This is also good for the MVP. It was sunny outside, but I had a takeaway breakfast because I was committed. I created a Stripe account, set up the sandbox, the API keys, and webhook. It was easy because I reused the code from my P2P boilerplate. I also create a free email account with Hotmail to save money and a resend account to send emails for password reset, email change, verification, and invoices. The invoice is attached to the email and I made it myself so I don't have to pay for Stripe billing. Day 5. We will focus on article generation. We will also add image to them with pixels, and we also create a button to export them in different formats. When article ideas are generated, users can choose to add image or no, generate 1 to 5 at a time to avoid overloading the app. You can edit the IA generated details too before generating the articles. I built a content panel where you can select, edit, or publish article all at once or one by one. It works for both developers and non-dev. You can download them in different formats, edit directly in the form, and even update backlinks from scrap articles on your site. You can export in Markdown to use with GitHub or generate a nextjs page in JS or TS and just push it to GitHub. I tested in one of my repos and it was working perfectly. I think this will cater to everybody because can adjust to different projects depending how you want to do your SEO or PCO. Downloads, they are also in different formats. I tried with that one in a document and was working perfectly, so that's what I mean when I say like it's for non-developers too. And also if you want to save that article as a document, I asked image with pixels because you see this image generated with AI. I didn't like it at all. Also, I create a dashboard for the whole articles with some filters that publish it and unpublished and depends of your analysis as well. Then there were all the same features that you can find on the main dashboard. So I reuse the component and also you have the same features and I add pagination so you have everything more organized. Day 6. We want to connect our app with GitHub to post the articles straight away. We need to create an account in OpenAI as well to generate the articles and also create the prompts. And we also need to create a dynamic sitemap to post as well the SEO articles. To make the GitHub integration smoother, I make sure the connect with GitHub button really link your account, and you also can disconnect it anytime. You can publish one article or a batch of 10 as you saw already. It takes your GitHub account by default and you just can check your project and path. For example, in here by default is articles, but in case you name it blog or something like that, you just can change it. And if you use GitHub Pages, I add a note to remind you to create a dynamic sitemap, so everything is automatic when you just deploy in a click. As I say, I just posted to one of my projects to check it out if that was working perfectly, and this is how everything looks on GitHub. Next, I create an OpenAI account to generate articles. I was thinking to use DeepSeek because it's as well very cheap, but it was not very working, so I use this one and I follow the quick starter guide for developers and test the prompt manually that I create with AI as well. I add a search control button and analytics on the dashboard as well. I also start publishing articles for SEO and to help explain things like a dynamic sitemap, You can have a look. They are good guides and they are on SEOzast for free. So day 7, we got it. It's our last day, so we need to do the last styling fixes and also buy a domain, as well check recent with the new domain and create a promo video. I fixed a few bugs in my pajamas, my favorite coding outfit, trying to finally buy the domain SEOzast.com. Like I said, I don't know how much I save waiting for 4 days, but I always do this at the end when the app is done. I add the domain to resend to finish the email setup, and finally it was time to create a promo video. I have a cool idea, so I use this aesthetic coffee shop, but for breakfast I really like local food, so I went to this place where the menu was only in Chinese and I have a typical Taiwanese breakfast. The rest of the day exploring Taiwan. Took some cheap Uber and the metro to visit some temple, eat more, visit the memorial, walk through this aesthetic street I really love, and catch the sunset at Elephant Mountain. Of course, the night market, my favorite part of Taiwan. It was a super intense week, but it was done. One app built in 7 days.